hull turrets. And then a massive behemoth of an ironclad, the USS New Ironstock. These are the state-of-the-art inventions the United States Navy invested a lot of money into. Now, what is Fort Sumter design test case? Why was this place built? Right, naval attack. It's called naval attack control. So the one time it does that, it's against who? The United States. There's a little bit of irony in that. So it actually does a very good job, as I'll explain to you here. Now, the admiral who's in command of this flotilla, the largest ironclad fleet of the Civil War, is Admiral DuPont. DuPont's a little talking about this. He's kind of nervous about this ironclad assault. These are new weapons. They've proven themselves they can take a lot of punishment, but they can't really inflict that much out. He's experimented with these ironclads south of Savannah, Fort Sumter. Not really able to knock that out. But the Navy Department puts a lot of pressure on him to make these ironclads do something. They want him to storm through the defenses and take the city. DuPont describes the defenses of Charleston as a porcupine turned inward. His fleet only has 32 guns in it. So the largest guns employed in the Civil War, but only 32. The Confederate defenses here, in Fort Sumter alone, there's over 90. And then you add up all the other defenses over at Battery Wagner, at Fort Gray, at Fort Moultrie, Battery Mary, and Rutledge, all the other batteries and guns on Sullivan's Island. It really is quite a formal set. Over 250 Confederate guns defended the farm.
3 guns, ready!
So up, here you go, your boom.
Fire! Boom!
At once, you guys are replicating 18 pounds of gunpowder. I need to use. So, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the fleet is advancing towards this. Colonel Rhett goes up and observes this and says, let's go back and finish lunch. Should we run out of enough time? They go back and finish lunch. Then the long roll is drilled out for the regiments. As the 1st South Carolina Artillery is drummed in, they all turn out to man their guns. A garrison of 550 men. They run up the national colors, they run up the state flag of South Carolina, and then the regimental colors for the 1st South Carolina Artillery. Fire 13 gun salute, and then the band plays Dixie. That's the only formal opening to a Civil War engagement I know. Yes. As the Federal fleet advances into them, they begin taking a lot of fire. Over the course of a 3-hour battle, the Confederates will fire over 2,500 shots. The Federals get off only 140 to a block. 2,500 to 141 to a block. That's only about 3 hours. So do the math. How many shots is that hit? An hour. Ready? An hour. What, around 800 an hour? Break it down into heat. Let's hit 10 to a dozen. Heat. The cacophony of this, the noise of this is happening here. As they were firing the batteries, and were reported bleeding from their ear and noses from this. The Confederate fire is incredibly accurate. Upwards of about 20% of shots strike home and do some serious damage to the ironclads, putting many of them out of action. In fact, one of the ships, USS Keokuk, is struck over 9 times and sinks the following day, right off Morris Island. And they add insult to injury, the Confederates actually take the guns out of the Keokuk later that next month. Come to guns! Fire! Ooh, better! Good. They actually take the guns out of the Keokuk, bring one of them here to Fort Sumter, the other is still at the battery down in Charleston today. So, with the failure of the Navy here, the ball was passed to the United States Army, which will then land on Morris Island in July 1863, begin its long advance up that island, culminating the attacks on Battery Wagner and eventually siege, when they'll eventually take that island in September of 1863. Then they'll bring heavy guns, like these 100-pound pair rifles you see here to the left and right of the battery here. And then we'll be leveling Fort Sumter down to the Fort Worth State. This is a very important event in Fort Sumter's history. It does what it was designed to do and keeps the lifeline of the Confederacy. The lifeline of the Confederacy, guys, is right on the other side of the brick wall. The blockade runners, ships bringing goods from England and from France and across the Austrian Empire, bringing in arms, ammunition, shoes, clothing, even food and fineries into the Confederacy. They run this. So it's very important that the Union Navy wants to close this port. It's just as important for the Confederacy to keep this port open. This is why we're out here today. Ready? I would explain a little bit what you can see going on in the gun crew. Ready? It's hard to imagine this being a unit, which is greased and well a crew of 5 men, pointing it left or right as needed to this. The battery moving, the recoil of the gun is pushing it back and pushing it forward through the embrasure to fire again. Now, after we fired this several times, we've been doing, what are we worried about still being in that gun? What are we worried about? Yeah, there could be some sparks still in there. So the first thing, what was the first thing they were doing here? Grabbing this giant sponge. That was pretty good. What? Blue! Come on, stay on it. The first thing you do is you put this sponge in there, which should be continually wet, and then to put out any amber into this. That actually is a very legitimate concern. During the ironclad attack, one of the Confederate guns up there on the seaward side exploded, moved backwards into the parapet. The crew was just left standing, I mean, 9 lives and just lost. No one was certain of that. In fact, the only Confederate casualties over Wagner is when a gun exploded, killing 6 men there. So that wasn't a concern. Also, the gunner, too, he would be up covering this area here with a thumb stall, or finger stall rather, preventing any excess air going in there before you bring forward and bring the gunpowder charge in that. That's 18 pounds of gunpowder going into that cannon to push out a 100-pound shell. Again, not the exact type of guns we've been here in 1863. We've been similar guns though, 10-inch Columbiads, 8-inch Columbiads, and rifles and banded 42-pounders. So like the guns you saw in your left and your right. But here, just looking here, you get a really good idea of the power that Sumter had. 90 guns, often in battery. Ready? Ready? After you go into the battery, you go to the 6-sided. Ready? Shove down the then haul into there. Ready? Back exposing up the back. Point. And then it's also long. Fiber is pulled by the wind here. It causes a spark to be generated, shot down in there, and causes the gun to discharge. All this is done in approximately about 2 to 3 minutes. But generally, they slow down the rate of fire to about 1 round every 5 minutes because the amount of smoke that was produced out of here was actually blinding for the guns above us. And actually, no, during the war, they said, stop firing down here. We can't see a pop where the heavier guns work. That was pretty good. Cut! Great way to end it on that. Great. Thank you for that. Well, we want to invite you now to please battery talk to any questions you have about defensive Fort Sumter, the uniforms of the time, and how the cannon operates. We also have a large display over here of goods that are being run into the blockade. Examples of England and elsewhere.